Okay, we got 21 minutes and 53 seconds on this one. So, I want to actually understand my life because it's 28th of April, right? 2026. And this is my life in May, which is fantastic. Mm, so, I just had two sponsored positions past like 3 to 4 layers of interview. One of them pays about 5K a month, the other 5K and a half. And one of them is actually a Japanese company that has headquarters in Japan, and the other one is a Dutch company. And the funny thing is, they actually don't know what they want for the role either, because the role is not only compliance but also privacy as well. It's literally the same thing, the same system, but they need different experiences and backgrounds. So far is everything normal. Everything is normal because everyone applies for jobs and everyone either gets the jobs, or not everyone these days, but some people do. So this is layer one, let's say. Layer two is I was scrolling a couple of weeks ago, and on my LinkedIn I found a fellow Iranian posting a PhD position, and I was like, okay, maybe there's some kind of something for me as well. I'm Iranian. It doesn't matter. To be honest, I rather not deal with Iranians at all. But yeah, as the proverb goes, the snake hates the something. In Persian, we call it pune, but and always sees it in front of his home or something like that. And the funny thing is that I applied. Funny enough, it's about AI and sovereignty. I wrote a proposal on it, and so far it's still normal. This is layer two. Just a coincidence, like just coincidence. You're scrolling on LinkedIn and some random PhD position pops up. So far, pretty normal. Mm, the so this is the third layer now. The third layer is that I sent the PhD position to two friends of mine. One of them is a bestseller philosophy professor and novelist in United States, and he's literally like my buddy friend because that's gonna be in the next layers. But yeah, he immediately said, "Hey, you're gonna CC me. You're gonna write an email to her and explain the situation. You're gonna give them all of the documents, and you're gonna send the documents to me so I proofread it, and also um, give me her email so I email her myself as well. And you're gonna have me as one of your academic references." And I said, okay, fantastic. And I sent a proposal to him as well as the documentation, and I told him, hey, does it get your grant? And he said, yeah, fantastic. And he emailed her himself as well. I emailed her myself as well, and CC'd his ass. So that's the next layer. The layers are gonna be too much, so this was the third layer. Still kind of objectively looking, some people have interesting friends. Mine is a philosopher, 60 years old, with yeah, with quite an interesting background. So far, not that extraordinary, but we got more layers to go through. The next layer, the fourth layer, I'm not gonna just count. I'm just gonna stop counting layers because I'm just gonna say the next layer. The next layer is that the same day I got an email from um, a European Parliament member based on what I had cold emailed him about the fifth core crime of international law, based on something that I had written extensively about, which is digitalization and how power dynamics work in a borderless kind of space. And this is literally based on continuation of my first thesis, which was on ownership in the metaverse. The second thesis was on cyber sovereignty and how to apply the rules of territorial understanding of space does not apply to cyberspace. That was actually funny enough evolutionary at that time, because everyone was trying to shoehorn territorial reading into sovereignty control and whatever. So this was continuation of that, and this is continuation of that. And so this is the next layer. Random parliament member inviting a 26 years old to have just a chat, just a coffee in Brussels, about his framework. That's interesting as well. The next layer is that I shared the news with three of my best friends these days. I have a lot of friends, but these people I actually like quite more, because their thinking aligns with my thinking age rather than being a 26 years old. By no means other than my body. To be honest, my body itself is not even 26 either. I think the only thing about me at 26, being 26, are my financial problems, because that's how fascinating design of the world is, because you can make everyone in this bureaucracy go through the same kind of bullshit, no matter how objectively extraordinary there are. But yeah, so I shared the news with three of my besties. Um, One of them is policymaker on digital scale of basically digital sovereignty of, let's say, country A. And the other one is the privacy advocate and cybersecurity lawyer of country B. And the third guy is a professor at country C, who is a Guggenheim Fellow and philosophy of law and whatever. So basically, I shared the news and they were strategizing, hey, you need to keep your messaging simple, because people are simpletons and you talk very weirdly when you actually explain weird ideas. And that's the fascination that I have. I talk weirdly about weird ideas. Wow. Who knew? I'm talking about something that's not going to happen in 50 to 100 years. And I'm talking with a language, through a language that, um, forget about like English being my second, or not even second, third language, but I'm not going to even have that excuse. But imagine you're talking through an invented language for a problem that's going to be felt by the majority in 50 to 100 years. And you somehow don't match today's language, because that language is not for today. And people want it simplified for today, which is fascinating to me. Um, so basically, the next layer is that I shared this, and people were talking and they were advising me. One of them said, "Hey, don't make it political because policy and politics seem the same, but they don't have the same weight in the same room. So you need to understand which room you're entering. Is it the policy room or the politics or the legal?" And I said, this is the combination of all of them. So the other one said, keep it simple. And I said, yes, I do know. But, and the other one said, keep it professional. Everyone is not going to be your friend. And I said, yes, you all said that as well because you are 60 years old, 50 years old, and you have more successful career lifespan than my actual lifespan. Yet I'm calling you my gang of 8 years olds because I don't give a fuck about the status of these people when I'm talking to these people. I do give a fuck about the status of these people when I'm objectively measuring myself against 8 billion people and people in history because I need to have a reality anchor that I'm not being validated by people who don't matter. So I'm not being sample biasing myself into a delusion. That I actually take it seriously. But when I'm talking to these people, they're just very interesting people. They have very interesting ideas, and they should have very interesting ideas because they have 30 to 40 years more of having had the chance to produce these ideas. And somehow we're matching on the same wavelength, which is fascinating to me and them, and is quite confusing as well. So basically, this is the next layer. The next layer after this is that, so my May is looking like this. I have barely 4 to 5 days worth of food, and I'm sharing it with my friends and stuff while waiting for 2 job applications to see where it goes. And the other thing is that on May 4th, this is hilarious. I mean, on May 4th, I have to go to kind of a rechtbank, they call it, in basically the court, to justify why haven't I paid 7,000 or 6,000 debt to my landlord. And no. That's 8th of May. This is the interesting part. The 4th of May is actually my meeting in Brussels with the European Parliament member, which could turn out to be literally nothing. I go there, I don't even get a picture to boost my kind of credentials and credibility because this is the frustrating part. I don't give a fuck about a status because a status seeking is a sickness and a kind of measurement of lack. Why do you associate yourself with big people to get actual self-satisfaction out of it? The way I'm doing it, which could sound hypocritic as well, but the way I'm doing it, I'm associating myself with these people not only to delusion test myself, because if I'm that great, that kind of special, why the fuck the financial world hasn't caught up with me? And the other side of things is that by association, I'm measuring myself to see, okay, not only maybe I'm not delusional, but also maybe this is the lag before whatever comes. And it just makes for an interesting life as well because I never cared about status, money, or anything in life, to be honest. I have a problem actually eating food or doing any physical work because it takes energy from me. Sure, it takes energy from everyone, but writing for 10 hours a day doesn't take any energy from me. It gives me energy. Thinking and actually thinking in the most complex way possible and meeting people who understand that without translating downwards, that actually gives me energy. So by default, I hate life because who told you to eat every single fucking day and two or three kind of meals a day? I literally reduce every meal every day to one meal because at the very least it's just the one meal that one or two times shitting and pissing, and that's enough time for my body. The rest of it is just thinking or maintaining my body and health with gym and running and walking better. But to be honest, the body itself is just a burden. I'd rather be in a my mind be uploaded into a machine and that's it. But we're gonna see where it goes. Um, so basically, I'm gonna go to the court in 8th of May, saying, "Hey, 4 days ago I was in the parliament, and depending on how the parliament is gonna turn out, it can literally go from not even a picture to maybe I just get a very unlikely, but with my life, you never know." Kind of a specialized committee in my framework's name and a shit ton of budget because that's how it works in these rooms. So, and this is not even the last layer, which is the fascinating part. The next layer of it is that on the 25th of May, 20th of May is the deadline of the PhD thing, so I'm gonna be either invited 1 or 2 weeks later to the interview that my friend, the philosopher friend, has bullied me to. And actually, to be honest, I overqualified for everything in there. And the proposal was quite fascinating as well, based on 2 or 3 people evaluating it. But that aside, 25th of May is actually the deadline for me to get my visa extension, as my own startup is actually being processed to get a visa extension in the Netherlands. So yeah, and funny enough, today I got this news that my friend who has been registered as a kind of I'm renting half of my place to him. Not even renting, he's just staying with me, and he helps with the food and whatever. He came out of Italy, and I today literally hit me that that they may actually fine me for that. I have all of the documents, all of the papers, and this was actually a mistake on the municipality's part. But I'm not gonna get fined because what kind of lawyer is not to actually defend himself? But especially the generational mind sitting inside the room. Um, but yet processing all of these, I'm sure I missed a couple of things as well. Oh, and I literally cold emailed these, not even cold email. I commented something on someone with 1 million, kind of 2 million something um, followers on Instagram. He's a billionaire apparently, and he just came into my DM and said, "Hey, you're quite interesting way of thinking about things," and we've been talking about that, and he might be another 8-year-old validating my mind without the money, I guess. But we're gonna see where it goes, and it's just quite a fascinating life to be living. I never wanted to actually, even today, I prefer just go to bed and not wake up. And this is very fascinating thing for me as well. I always wanted to die. I always will want to die because the discrepancy between me and all of the retards around me is just fascinatingly like huge, and it will never kind of close. Where when my friends like my day-to-day friends are like 60 years old, I guess, and but I will never kill myself because that's just stupid. So it's kind of a weird thing about agency and continuation of this kind of architecture of thinking and consciousness. But we're gonna see. Oh, and apparently my partner is is becoming a celebrity as well with 100 not 100, 800k followers on Instagram, and she's giving me free psychology advice. I'm making this video for future me to understand, okay, how the fuck everyone can say, oh, life is random and this happens to everyone. Yeah, I don't think this happens to everyone ever in eternity of everness. But we're gonna see how more chaotic and interesting and yeah, surprising my life becomes because yeah, I don't think I'm dying anytime soon, and I don't think I'm dying in this financial situation like at all. This is temporary, and we're gonna see where this goes.